Okay, so the bad news for LG just keeps on coming, doesn't it? Or maybe not bad news, but let's say a bad I guess you could say side effects after they suffered multiple quarterly losses with these sort of failures they had with a lot of their flagship phones, which, like I said before, really sucks because I think LG is a really good brand, but the problem is since they don't have the really high quality brand equity that Samsung and Apple has, they're unable to sell phones in the 6 to 7 or even $900 range. So, what's going on now? So, we've already heard these stories that LG may be moving over to turning their flagship phones into double digit numbered phones, and then we heard that they're going to stop making phones on an annual flagship release schedule. So, yeah, you would think after both of those things, you think that's all they're going to do to improve their fortunes with their upcoming phones, right? Well, there is one more, which if I know me saying one more, there's probably going to be a couple more things before they launch their next phone, but this is already quite a few things that they're changing leading up to their next flagship phone. And what I'm about to tell you is really telling me that at this point LG is panicking, So um so what exactly is going on? So reportedly LG scrapped their plans for the G7. You ready for this? Like pretty much very recently. And when I say that, I mean we're about a month away from Mobile World Congress, which I'm pretty sure that's where LG was planning to announce their flagship phone, and I'll get into when they were planning to announce their next phone. But yeah, they just relatively recently they just said, all that R&D we did, we're gonna have to push all that back because we're in deep shit and we have to come up with something else, which I'm kind of wondering why didn't they start planning when the initial sales of the LG G6 weren't very good. But I'll continue. So supposedly Joe Seung Jin, again, please Steven tell me if I'm pronouncing these names right, the vice chairman and CEO of LG Electronics, has supposedly ordered a revision, like he ordered this revision to the what was going to be the G7. And so and there was a company official that asked for anonymity that said that that's basically what happened. So I'm going to read a couple quotes from you for you here. So and this is pretty shocking. I mean, looking at the quotes again. So the first quote I have from this official is that quote: "Right after the vice chairman made the announcement at the Consumer Electronics Show last week, a direct order was sent down to the working level officials to start over." So this is what this anonymous official told the Korea Herald. And then he went on to say, "A new decision on a possible launch date will be released around the Lunar New Year holiday next month. The smartphone was initially..." Oh wait, that's not um sorry. The part where he said that the phone was supposed to be announced next month, that was a quote. I have in my notes that the smartphone was supposed to be unveiled at the end of February and launched in March, and I'm assuming they were gonna launch the next LG flagship at Mobile World Congress in Barcelona, which, by the way, Mobile World Congress will start on February 26th. So I'm pretty sure that's when LG wanted originally planned to announce the G7, but now it seems like they're not going to do that. So, and I also got from 9 to 5 Google also said that the report cites an official who has said that the reason they scrapped the upcoming flagship is because they are failing to find a strong selling point. So Yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure what more can I say that I haven't said in my more recent LG videos in terms of why the company just can't sell flagships as much as Apple and Samsung are able to. And I really feel the problem that LG and HTC have is that because they're not as, big players as Samsung and Apple, when people they either don't see ads because I don't see as many advertisements for LG's phones, or they look at them and say, I don't know about spending $600 or $700 on this. Yet, more than likely, they'll be glad to spend that kind of money on like an iPhone 8 or a Samsung Galaxy S 8. So yeah, I really feel like since LG has said that they found the most success in their budget smartphones, I really wish they pulled like a OnePlus or a Huawei where they sold their phones for maybe the $400 to $500 range, and they basically said like, hey, you can get our new LG flagship, whatever it's going to be called. It's going to have a Snapdragon 845, 8 gigabytes of RAM, a dual 12 megapixel camera, and we're gonna sell it to you for $500. I mean, okay, maybe $400 is not enough. They want to make a little more money, then they could sell it at $500 per se. Because as I said before, it usually costs around like $250 to $300 to manufacture these smartphones, and much of the rest of the money that makes up the price is profit margins. So I kind of feel since LG in their smartphone, as far as their smartphones, they're not making money. Maybe they could do like some sort of relaunch of their smartphones. Is establishing themselves now as a company that makes flagship smartphones for a decent price. Because that's what made phones like the Nexus 5X and the Nexus 5 successful, in that they were very cheap, or at least very affordable phones, but they had more modern hardware. I mean, yes, they had to take a toll on the build quality, but ZTE was able to sell a good smartphone for $400. So I'd like to see LG try doing that. Like, they won't, obviously, if they sold their smartphones for $500 instead of $700, they're not going to make as much profit. But given the state of their smartphone business right now, I think they would be in a better position to make some money rather than very little money. So yeah, so that's really how I feel. The shocking part of this story is it's being this official saying that the plans were scrapped like right around CES. So I mean, it just really confirms to me that LG is in a serious panic, you know what I mean? Because, developing a smartphone takes months, if not years. So now they're going to have to like scramble to come up with a new plan, right before because it says here that they're going to announce the phone in April instead of at Mobile World Congress, which, yes, it gives more time to develop the phone. And like I said in my Butterfly Show episode, I would rather take a delayed product rather than a product that was released earlier, whether it's because of impatient customers or because companies want to make a quick buck. But I honestly just can't believe that, like, only now are they pulling the trigger and saying, look, we gotta start all over, even though we're only gonna spend a few months. So maybe they won't do a thing where it's like they completely redesign the phone and maybe put like a cheaper version of the Snapdragon processor. Maybe they are gonna try like a new strategy to sell their phones cheaper but still having good hardware, because people still know and I think it would play into like people's current expectations of LG in their smartphones, and that I always kind of felt that LG was that other Korean company that's not called Samsung. So I mean, that's just how it always felt, because like Samsung was the one who made the good looking phones with super AMOLED screens, and LG was kind of the one that people knew, but they didn't pay as much attention to, which is a shame because, like I said, I think they make good smartphones. So we'll just have to see what they do if they really are going to announce this phone in April. I still think LG will come to Mobile World Congress to announce like maybe more affordable phones. Not this flagship phone, but I mean like mid-range phones. So yeah, I think that's what they're mainly gonna. I don't even know. Maybe we won't even get a press conference. Maybe they'll just put out a press release and say, hey, if you want to try our new mid-range phones out, you can come down to Mobile World Congress to take a look at them. So yeah, it's gonna be really interesting. So because that will mean the main headliner at Mobile World Congress is going to be the Samsung Galaxy S9. I don't believe I think HTC holds like a separate event for their next flagship phone. So yeah, so I'm just hoping that there's still going to be lots to talk about coming from Mobile World Congress, because Mobile World Congress is like the CES, Photokina, and E3 of the smartphone and smartwatch world. So yeah, so I'm just hoping that, if LG comes out with this one in April, it's gonna be worth it. I mean, I would really hate for them to keep going down this road of disappointing sales, and they have to keep, and they're gonna, like, I don't want to see them where it's gonna be like a BlackBerry where they're constantly trying out new things and then they admit defeat. So I am hopeful with what they're gonna come out with their next flagship phone. So all right guys, this has been Blood Moon Bobby, and thanks for watching. Hey guys, this has been a Blood Moon Bobby video. Please like this video or dislike it, and please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.